The teacher evaluation system as it is currently designed does not adequately support teachers in improving their professional practice. It happens once a year. Teachers describe it as a checklist that isn't really meaningful related to their day-to-day jobs, and it doesn't help them reflect and improve on their practice. We have a tremendous opportunity before us in the new teacher evaluation system to design something that provides teachers with ongoing, meaningful feedback that helps them improve.
Our curriculum has changed so much throughout the years, and now we're talking about differentiation. And based on differentiation, we as teachers have to be able to adjust to that, and the current evaluation doesn't demonstrate that.
I think that the current evaluation system is pretty subjective. I think some of the things we're evaluated on are pretty open. I think people, especially when looking for evaluation, might be looking for more constructive feedback that I'm not sure the current evaluation system provides. Having a definition for what we're looking for and what we're being asked to do across the board, I think is critical.
The current system is a little vague and doesn't give the teachers good or effective feedback as to what their strengths and true weaknesses are. I think there needs to be a better breakdown as to what's expected of them, and I think even those type of evaluations need to be geared toward their content and the discipline area.
As a newer teacher to CPS, I've definitely seen how the current system is very inconsistent. Sometimes you feel more support and other times you feel that you can be criticized, and I do feel there needs to be a change where we can be observed at least a couple times, a few times, and more feedback can be given to us so I know what to improve on and I know what to work on, as opposed to just a couple minutes and you have my career in your hands.
Administrators and teachers want to have the kind of dialogue that will ultimately transform teaching and learning for the better and improve student outcomes.
You know, we heard from teachers across the city, almost 2,500 teachers, who said to us that this 40, 50-year-old system of supporting teachers does not work. This checklist system of evaluating teachers does not support the profession. So REACH is a comprehensive system that really is designed to support professionals, to really make the teaching profession much better, and to help principals and fellow teachers really help teachers, you know, develop their craft, develop the art of teaching.
REACH stands for Recognizing Educators Advancing Chicago Students. We anticipate that teachers, in delivering on the mission of their profession and craft, and in accordance with a common standard and framework for teaching built into our evaluation system, will really play a critically important role in determining better outcomes for our students. It's built on the assumption that teachers deserve a fair and comprehensive evaluation system, and goals of this system do include things such as a common definition for teaching, providing teachers with better information to guide their development, and then differentiating support for teachers, much like teachers do for students, based upon their individual professional development needs.
The state of Illinois, back in January of 2010, passed new legislation called PARA that required us to implement a new teacher evaluation system in the coming school year. There were several requirements in that law, but probably the most important was that a portion of the teacher evaluation had to be focused on teacher practice, and the other portion of the evaluation system had to be focused on student growth. CPS absolutely looked at this as an opportunity. We wanted to obviously meet the basic minimums of the law, but we wanted to go far beyond those minimums and really create a system for evaluating teachers that is meaningful.
What I really wanted to have was a system that was grown organically from the people on the front lines, the ones who are most affected by the system and what we do as a central office or as a school district. So their ideas, their feedback was incorporated in everything that we did, and a lot of what you see in REACH really was grown organically from our teachers across the city of Chicago.
The CPS framework for teaching was adapted from the Charlotte Danielson framework. We actually worked very closely with Charlotte Danielson as we made the adaptations, and we worked very closely with the Chicago Teachers Union in making those adaptations. We wanted to make some revisions to that framework to better align it with our work on the Common Core state standards. So we worked over a series of several weeks working in depth with the union, with Charlotte herself. We actually got some feedback from some of the writers of the Common Core, and through that process, we're able to develop a framework that's extremely powerful and will be very useful for teachers. It's critical that no evaluation system for teachers or for any professional consists of a single measure. We know that even with our students, there's no single piece of evidence that will tell us everything we need to know about how they're doing in school. Same thing goes for teachers. We want to triangulate multiple pieces of information to give a more full, comprehensive picture of a teacher's performance.
A comprehensive evaluation for teachers is really comprised of three main items. One is a measure of teacher practice. A second is the inclusion of student growth. And a third is actual student feedback.
Teacher practice for high school teachers will consist of 90% of the evaluation for teachers who are teaching core subjects. And by that I mean English teachers, math teachers, science teachers, and social studies teachers. For all other teachers, teacher practice will consist of 100% of a teacher summative evaluation in the first year. Student growth for year one of implementation will consist of 10% of a teacher summative evaluation, and that's only for core subject teachers. And the 10% component of student growth will be based on performance tasks at beginning to end of year. Those performance tasks are currently being developed by teacher teams from across the system. For non-core teachers at the high school level, those teachers will be receiving student growth score using the expected gains methodology on EPAS reading, but it'll be a school-wide reading score as opposed to an individual teacher reading score. Student feedback is a critical component of the teacher evaluation system. More than anyone, students know what good teaching looks like. They know when they're getting what they need to be successful. They know when they're not getting what they need to be successful, and they should have a voice in the process.
We're waiting until year two of the evaluation to implement student feedback. We want every teacher to have the opportunity to see the survey, to experience the survey, and to see what that student feedback looks like. So in year one, it's no stakes. It is not part of the overall evaluation score. But we do anticipate we will include student feedback over time, and it will become a multiple measure.
REACH reinforces the belief that we heard from teachers across the system that they want regular, continuous feedback about how they're doing to better their craft. So that was really important for us. But we also wanted to have thoughtful implementation of the system. So next year, in 2012-2013, only probationary teachers and tenured teachers who received a satisfactory or unsatisfactory will get a summative rating. The year after, 2013-14, all teachers will get a summative rating. Through REACH, teachers are going to get, the dialogue and feedback they need for continuous improvement, to improve the art of teaching that we all know is so important for our kids.
My hope is that the new teacher evaluation system, the REACH system, will provide teachers ongoing feedback that helps them continually improve their practice.
What I anticipate it will deliver is a positive learning culture for adults as well as students, where leaders can engage in really robust discussions with teachers about their instruction and about their feedback.
We're looking forward to more opportunities for our students to know exactly what we expect of them. Just as teachers, we're looking forward to finding out what our administrators expect from us.
What better way of spending your time other than being in the classroom? Being a principal in Chicago is a very demanding job, and sometimes because of the work that we have to do as principals, it forces us out of the classroom. But I believe this rubric really focuses our attention around what's really important to the district and what should be important to all of our principals in our schools, which is principals in classrooms, working with teachers, helping students learn throughout the school year.
It brings to the table a conversation that's rich, a conversation that's genuine, a conversation based on reflection, and ultimately ownership. It's work that we have to do. It's work that must be done. It's work that will benefit our children in truly being college and career ready. And it starts with quality instruction.